Hey guys, this is Eric and Aubrey here from eDrumcenter here, and we're going to talk about the new Alesis Strata Club, which is just announcing today. This is a smaller, more compact version of the Strata Core, which came out in October, November of last year. We just did a video on it not that long ago, really.
Not too long ago.
So if you want to check that one out first, that might actually be beneficial. But we're here to kind of compare and contrast the differences between those two kits, and talk about what we like and what we didn't like. So let's start off with what it is. Obviously it's a smaller version of Strata Core. These are the main differences. It has a different rack, one less tom, one less crash cymbal, a different kick tower. Both of the toms, instead of one being an 8 and one being a 10, they're both 10s. 12-inch snare, 10-inch high tom, 10-inch floor tom, 8-inch kick tower, 12-inch hi-hat, 12-inch crash, and 14-inch ride. The other difference between the Strata Core and the Strata Club is the snare and the toms and the kick, which we already mentioned, are different drums. They look very similar. So if you don't look super close, you might think they're the exact same thing, which is what happened to us. We didn't realize until into the editing process that they were actually different drums. The Club has 4 cones, which seem to be they're older, or maybe the lower tier Crimson pads or something. They're not the Strata Prime, the new 3-cone system that the Core and the Prime are using. So it seems like there's not really a drop off on triggering necessarily, as far as what we can tell. But we definitely want to point out that these are different trigger systems. If you were maybe weighing just go ahead and jumping up to the Core or getting this one, maybe that might make a difference for you. The module's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's a Strata Core module. Doesn't say Club module or anything on it. If you watch our Strata Core video, we actually mentioned in there that the initial module had some issues early on that have been sorted out with software updates. Mm-hmm. So just like in that video, update your module immediately. It's really easy via Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And you should be good to go. As far as what we like on this kit, it is compact. Mm-hmm. If that's what you're going for, you're looking for something more portable than, say, the Core. You're looking for something to fit in a small, tight spot in your house or whatever. It is small.
Yeah, very small.
But it plays good. It sounds good. The Core module sounds just like the Prime module. Tons of sounds in there, so the chances of you finding something you like in there are pretty high.
Yeah.
You can create your own kits and stuff.
It's also got other brands' pad types in there as well. I actually kind of checked it the other day to see exactly what it was. It has Yamaha and Roland pad types in there. So
okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize it had the Yamaha ones until the other day.
One thing that we like about this kit too is it's quiet. It's not got any one particular thing that's super loud on it. I think it's the quietest kit we sell. That's probably the Roland VQDs for sure, but this is a pretty quiet kit. It does come with a snare stand, which is decent, and obviously it comes with a rack, so you have everything for your cymbals and toms, but you will still need a hi-hat stand, a kick pedal, a throne, and some headphones. Obviously some sticks as well. If you need that stuff, we sell it. We will be creating packages that include that stuff in the very near future. The kits are available for immediate shipment. Is there anything you wanted to say?
It's it's a good kit, because I think I said it, and if you end up watching the Core video, I had some pretty good praise for it. I like this mid-tier, I guess you could call it, of the Alesis lineup between the Prime and then their Nitro kits or whatever. So I think there's a lot of good for this, and it being in that lower cost price point for a high quality experience. So if you were interested in the Core, but you were like, man, I really don't need 3 toms and don't need 2 crashes, and you want to save that extra few bucks in the difference in price, this is a great kit to go with. The rack is definitely small. For me, that's kind of more so on the con side, but that's because we're sitting here playing it at work, where space isn't an issue. If you're someone who is in an apartment or just a small room, I know at my house I have a small room where my kid is, and space is important. I could definitely see this rack being awesome for you, because I think it's 3 posts wide, and each one was maybe like 16 inches. It was not
very small.
It was not big at all. Because at first I thought we were missing.
It's definitely a smaller rack than the core.
Yeah, at first I thought we were missing parts. I was like, oh, where's, because normally typically the middle post is going to be bigger, but I played on it, for a bit and right before recording, and it's really not as bad feeling as it looks in the size. Like I thought I was going to sit down and feel like choked, but it was actually just as fun to play as any other kit. So if space is an issue, this might be the kit for you.
And I think you could probably get used to that really quickly.
Oh, for sure. I got used to it after about 2 minutes of playing. So that's why I don't really want to put it as a con, just more of like I prefer a bigger space rack just personally, but I see a lot of benefit to it. But yeah, just getting the Strata core module with it is pretty dope because the sounds on it are good. It's got quite a few features on it, and the fact it's got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, all that, nice touch screen, all the more modern bells and whistles on it, and the price point it's in, there's not really anyone else that has all those kind of bells and whistles, so that's a really good comparison. But yeah, overall, it's a good kit. I could definitely see why this would be a good fit for a lot of folks out there.
So my main con, there's a couple, but it's not like other kits have this like wrapped up cross-sticking. It does not do a good job of that. In order for it to get to work really at all, you have to go rim to rim, which is not how you normally play a cross-stick. But even then, it just doesn't seem like the cross-stick sounds are very usable to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I've been focusing more personally, doing more stuff that has cross-stick in it, like music-wise. And so if that's a big concern for you, maybe keep that in mind. That you're going to have to kind of come up with a solution. Maybe get a block, like a extra pad or something, just to assign a cross stick sound to it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of people's solution back in the old days, like for that. But the other thing is it does have USB on it, but it doesn't have any multi-track, like audio over USB. Again, like not a bunch of other stuff does either in this price range. But I do feel like it would be nice if the Strata Core and the Strata Prime module as well would add at least 8 channels or something over USB.
Right.
It's super nice not to have an interface to do some recording, multi-track recording. Just hook it up with one cable, and that would be nice. And I think they could definitely do that with a software update. So you can trigger software. Obviously, it will do that. Your mileage may vary on like how well it maps out to your software or whatever, but the only other thing that I could say is a con with this is just like how easy it is to add on. Like there's extra inputs on the module, but it doesn't seem as easy as it should be to buy like an add-on Alesis cymbal. A lot of customers might buy this kit and like a month down the road want to add a crash or something. Mm-hmm. That should just be like an easier thing for us to sell a customer.
Right.
And Alesis needs to make that easier, and they have told us they're working on that, and I hope that that happens soon. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a expansion pack for this that's going to drop and be available launch day, which should be today, as we're saying this on the video, which will have an extra drum, an extra cymbal, and an extra boom arm.
Yeah.
Maybe a clamp for the tom as well.
Yeah.
We will add that to our website and make that available. So they do have that, but if you just want to add one cymbal or one drum, that's not as easy as it should be.
Yeah, the one I guess you could say pro with that is thankfully the module does have the ability and have the pad types to work with other brands.
Yeah.
So that's at least a positive. So even if you can't get the exact Alesis pad you want, you can get an old Roland pad or whoever. The only con with that, though, because I'm interested to see with the expansion pack how that's supposed to fit on the rack, because the rack is so small.
Yeah, it is.
Like I feel like if you're going to add another cymbal or another pad, you're either going to need a new rack, or you might need to buy like a cymbal tom combo stand to have.
Yeah, real estate's definitely at a premium on that rack.
So I feel like it'd be very difficult, and maybe even mess with the sturdiness of the rack to add too many more pads to it. So that may be something to consider as well with pads being added is how you will add those. Which
That's something we can actually help with.
Yeah.
We've done that in the past. We've had other brands where they were rack-based kits and customers wanted to kind of shoehorn extra pads in there.
Right.
And we actually went through the effort of trying it out, just to see if it would work before the customer bought it. That way,
we
get
creative.
We can tell you if it will work or if it won't work or if it's too tight or whatever. And we'll also try out different pads and cymbals with this module, which we haven't had much of occasion to do yet, but it's still very early in its product life cycle. So we'll know more and more as time goes on, and Alesis will update it. They might come out with some more pad types that it works with, or more different drums and cymbals of their own.
Right.
So, with all that being said, I think we'll wrap it up. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe for more videos like this. We've got a bunch of content coming up this year, and we'll talk to you guys later.